And this is Mission Control Houston. There it is, Hurricane Dorian now coming in. And this is Mission Control Houston. There it is, Hurricane Dorian now coming into view. Cameras on the International Space Station itself right now. 261 statutes off the southern tip of Florida. It's going to continue to fly these cameras again, being controlled from flight controllers here in Mission Control Houston. Hurricane Dorian Category 1 storm right now, expected to continue to intensify over the next several days, potentially attaining Category 4 status before it moves over the eastern coast of Florida. It's early. And this is Mission Control Houston. There it is, Hurricane Dorian now coming into view from cameras on the International Space Station itself right now.
Okay, I am back with the next live stream. Let's see if the camera is loading. So on the left hand side you will see this at my garage door in Delray Beach. The camera is facing northward, so the ocean would be on your right. Just for orientation purposes, here is a map. It just needs to load. Um, so on the northern side you see West Palm Beach. There we go. Lake Worth, Boynton Beach, and Delray Beach. I'm in Delray Beach right now, so this live camera picture you see, yes, is Delray Beach. So not much has happened today. I just finished another live stream of about 8 hours, so I was covering the whole day in different perspectives. I put the camera all around the house. Was stormy, but nothing too bad. So rain wise, we did not have so much rain. We had more rain in the last couple of weeks when there are some major thunderstorms and more wind even than today, so everything is still pretty calm. And now with the new forecast, it seems that Dorian, I'm always saying durian because you know that stinky fruit you get on the Chinese markets. Yeah, what did I wanted to say? I forgot. But as you can see here, the storm has shifted slightly north of, still off the coast of Florida, and it will probably remain there. So let's have a look to the latest news. So there will be an update at 9 o'clock, so in about 9 minutes. I'm just checking here if the stream is working, because for now it says that somehow it does not receive enough data. Just give me a second. I will double check here with my phone if the stream is running. Let's see. Where is this next stream? Where is it? Let me check. So, Dorian and Delray Beach. Because somehow it does not show me my own live stream for now. Well, this is because I'm not logged in with this phone, so that's okay. But where is it? There it is. Okay. Okay, this sounds good, and also it sounds like there's not too much delay, which is is a pretty nice thing. Hey Breeze, how you doing? Hope you're all good. Hope you're all safe. As I said, for now here in Delray, it is all the way okay. It is a little windy, little stormy. I saw some some people walking around. As you may see on the camera here, you can see some people over there on the other side of the street, so it is all not that bad for now. In the morning, by the way, I was driving around the area just to see if what's going on and so on. I will try to show you this again. I just hooked up my little GoPro camera and drove down to downtown Delray, and you will see some of the some stores that are boarded up, and I tried to get down to A1A, but the police just stopped me there. They were everywhere where there was a bridge to get over to A1A. They definitely didn't want to let anybody through. This takes a minute. I need to open VLC player for that. Let me see. Does it still say that there is a data problem? Well, the stream is working. That's the most important thing, I would say. Okay. Here, I'm back. Yeah, just give me a second. I will load this video. And I have two scenes here that I did not give a name to, so I don't know what it is. I will just press on it. Oh yeah, I think that's a forecast map that needs to load. But by the way they have updated it, it probably not showing the same map that I was showing before, or like, you know, the same aspect ratio, so it might be out of frame somehow. It needs to load. I'm still a beginner with OBS, especially with like live streaming setups as this one. But anywho, okay, so this is not really what I wanted to have. Next, this is, okay, this might be the VLC player. This is me, and there's supposed to be something loading. Oh, that's a window capture, so that could be, yeah, that should be the VLC player. I will rename this right away, so VLC, so I know next time. Alright. Oh, you're in New York. Okay, cool. Yes, I will. Thanks. Thanks, Breeze. Hopefully this storm will end up as a subtropical depression or something before it arrives at your place. I talked to somebody yesterday in my live stream with who was from Maine, and yeah, he also was hoping that this storm is not yeah, going all the way up. I'm just checking something on the stream here, guys. Just stick with me. It's okay. I think we're good. Are we? Yes, we are good. Okay. So let's get back our front door camera. As long as it is loading, maybe I need to change the battery pretty soon because it's hooked up. I'm not able to hook up the camera straight via a cable to OBS. I need to stream it. And as it is a Sony camera, I need to stream it via, what is it? Ustream or something? Well, it is pretty much very complicated for doing nothing more than streaming a live feed from a camera to OBS. And the thing is that I am not able to use something else than Ustream, which is not super comfortable, but it works, at least for now. So you see, well, there are some leaves on the ground and stuff, but it's, you know, it's okay. There's nothing very bad happening. So as I said before, we did not have much more rain than we had the last day, so maybe this will come tonight. We don't know, as the storm is spreading out. That was the latest news. It's spreading out because the pressure goes up or something. And they say, like, when the pressure goes up, the wind speeds go down. So that's about what's happening right now. And yeah, we'll see what's going on later tonight. For now, they say that the storm made this little, or started to make this little northwards twist, but I'm still, yeah, not 100% convinced. We'll see. We'll see what will happen. Okay, so let me try to load this video I made in the morning from downtown Delray Beach. I thought it might be interesting to see what's going on, because it was pretty calm. People are probably all staying at home, which is better, which is a good idea. Also, my neighbors just put up their shutters this morning. You could see that in my last live stream. You could see the other side of the house that they set up all their shutters. Okay, so morning, this morning, yes. Oh, I opened the wrong thing. Open file. You can't see this right now, but you're not missing anything. I'm just opening a video file in VLC player to stream it. Yeah, I wanted to stream this video, and now I need to see if I need to rescale it or not. That's something I don't know now. Therefore I will go to the studio mode. And then I can get myself a preview. Okay, there we go. Just come back to the main screen here. But it needs a minute to load. Oh, there we are. Okay. So, VLC. Way too big, and this is way too small, so we need something in between. There we are. Okay, so okay, so this is my garage. Just pulling out the car this morning. As I said, that was like 10:30 in the morning in Delray Beach, driving down over Atlantic Avenue to see what's going on. And I mentioned before, it looks like I'm speeding, but I'm driving the correct speed. It's probably because this wide angle lens that it really looks pretty fast. Oh, sorry, I forgot that this laptop is a touch screen thing. Oh, by the way, I am streaming from a pretty unperformant laptop right now, so that's why maybe sometimes things get stuck. Also I know that the sound quality is very bad. I really have a very nice microphone, which I have at home, not here. I'm on vacation here, so yeah, I need to use my laptop mic, which is pretty bad. Here on the video on the left hand side, you can see that they took out the barriers, you know, the things that go up, so probably in case of an emergency, so people can access or leave, depending, or maybe just only due to the storm, in case they will rip them off or so. So now I'm driving out to Atlantic Avenue. Maybe I can speed that up a little, because I mean, there's nothing more boring than driving in a car and watching people driving in a car or so. It rained last night, not that much. I mean, something pretty normal for South Florida, so there are puddles everywhere, nothing that resembles of flooding or something. Okay, so oh, what is going on? Wait, what was that? Okay, somehow it just opened another program. I haven't touched anything, but okay. So here I'm making this U-turn. That I need to do when I want to drive downtown Delray. By the way, I just received a message from West 2 News that a 60-year-old Central Florida man died making Hurricane Dorian preps. Okay, that's unfortunate. I'm also watching TV next to streaming here, and now they are starting, to walk into the ocean during the night and screaming how hard the wind is and how high the king tide is and whatever sensational things they are telling us. Here you can see like the gas stations. This is the crossroad between Congress Avenue and Atlantic. So you see that the gas stations are boarded up, and they're also closed. Those were closed this morning. I probably can like forward this because it's just waiting for the lights. I'm sorry this is not streaming perfectly fine. It's a little bit on the laggy side, but at least I could get it to work at all, because I was checking on this all day long and it didn't work. So this is I-95, and now we're driving down to downtown Delray, and if you know the area, you certainly know this spot where you have those 3 huge signs. We'll fast forward a little bit. Okay, so here we're more or less entering the downtown area. By the way, I can't get enough of these Cracker Jack popcorn. Sorry, but I need some. This is my Hurricane Dorian preparation food. Sorry for eating on camera, but yeah, you see, it's pretty calm. There are still people on the roads, so there are also people jogging and do their things. Let me fast forward a little bit further. Okay, so now we're entering basically the downtown area. They have Rocco's Tacos coming up on the right hand side, and there would be like you see the boards left and right sometimes. There on the left would be El Camino, which is not boarded up. I think they might have like hurricane proof windows. We have Johnny Brown's, which is all closed. And then I wanted to drive down to A1A, as I said, and there was a police car stopping people, so I thought I will take another turn. And I wanted to access A1A from another road, but also there the police shut down all the roads. So it may have a reason to not go there. As long as another resident or so. Yeah, that was where the police car was, so I decided to take a left turn and then try it onto another access road, but apparently they shut everything down, as I said, for a reason. There's this big construction site on the left hand side, and also there they tied down everything. What they often do, they put like like the excavator or the arm of the excavator, they put this onto a container, a trash container or something, to push down woods and styrofoam stuff, to keep them from flying away. They press it down with the arm to keep everything secured. So I tried my luck over this parking lot to take a ride, but there was another cop car, so I made a U-turn somewhere, There it is, and yeah, and drove off. So, but everything seemed to be pretty much alright. So nothing, no deadly stormy winds or things they try to scare people with. Okay, let's see if the camera is still working or if somebody has stolen it. This needs to load. Again, I need some Cracker Jack. The thing though is I bought so much stuff to eat and water and everything, but the other thing is that I would need to leave end of the week, so I need to get rid of it. Oh, there it comes. Does it? Need some time to load or to regenerate after the video playback, because this is really something that that takes a lot of resources. You're welcome, Breeze, for the tour. By the way, my chat function doesn't work on Streamlabs, so I always have to switch in between YouTube and OBS. That's why maybe I sometimes have a little delay. Okay, so the camera seems to be off air. Now, that means that I will go to the camera on air and replace the battery, which is probably empty. So yeah, just give me a minute. Alright, I'm back, so this should load now. By the way, it is a perfect night. I mean, there is a nice breeze. It is not too warm, it is not too cold. If I wouldn't know that there is a hurricane just knocking at the door of Florida, I would probably be in a hot tub tonight or so. Yeah, okay, so the stream is running right now, which is a good thing. I also said that yesterday already. I mean, when we didn't know that there was a hurricane coming, like until yesterday there was nothing indicating that there is such a huge destructive storm right next to us. I mean, there were children at the pool, people were outside. The only indicator that I saw indicating that something isn't 100% right were the birds. You could clearly see that the behavior of certain birds were completely different. They seemed to be very, very nervous. They all flew around everywhere, and they only sit down in groups, and then they flew around again, made a lot of noise. So, well, I'm used to that, like when it's starting to get winter in Europe. As you probably hear, I'm not I'm a European guy, so that's where my accent is from. But yeah, so you can basically hear or see the birds reacting to something that is not normal, and that was a pretty interesting indicator. Have you watched any Mike Morales YouTube channel from Above Ground World News? His last 3 videos about Dorian are quite interesting. Check out when you have time, don't forget. Yeah, I will, Breeze. The thing is, I tried to watch movies or YouTube videos with people yesterday on my live stream, and I got a copyright claim because I'm not allowed to, you know, to post somebody's work on YouTube. Even I think that was like some sort of a TV station, you know, live stream that I just put up there, you know, over the actual map, you know, just to have something going on the screen. And yeah, I got a copyright claim, you know, and demonetized and whatever. So I thought, okay, not doing this today. So because I also wanted to show some destructive, impressive pictures from the Bahamas. Pretty bad what happened there. 5 fatalities for now. That's what I heard. And it's still hovering there. I mean, it's still there. It's impressive that this thing can last so long and stay like just on a single spot. Okay, so lagging seems to be, let me check. Oh, okay, now the stream went behind, so I need to reload YouTube. Sometimes there is a very big delay between the stream and the playback. Also, the camera outdoors, as I said, streams through Ustream, which takes another minute or so to get posted back onto, you know, onto this thing, you know, onto the screen. Oh, you can see the wind's picking up a little. Sorry for eating while talking, but and it's raining. It would be a great night though to just have a beer outdoors and, you know, just sit in the breeze while people on the news are going crazy, telling over and over the same things. Pure dramatic stuff. Like I remember last night there was like somebody standing on a gas station right next to the turnpike, telling people how stressful it would be and how many people would fuel their cars up and blah blah blah. And it was totally normal, unstressed traffic. You know, there were like 2 cars at each pump, like all the way, nothing special. And they were like, yeah, and people are all stressed out and they need gas and fuel and blah blah blah, and you know, news. I have to be careful replaying someone who runs music in the background of their video. Yeah, I know. That's why well, I have a subscription to a music site where I can use subscription free music, copyright free music, sorry. I just ran across your channel while looking for something live in your area. Watch Mike's channel when you are not live streaming. Yeah, I will do that. Well, the thing is, Mike Morales, that's a name that I already heard. Above Ground World News. Isn't that the guy from Wesh 2 News? No, isn't. No, no, I don't think so. But is he from the area, or where is he from? I just heard, okay, people are getting evacuated. The coasts. Well, you know what sucks? You know, I said that before, but there are peanuts printed on that bag, okay? So, in this whole bag, for now, I found one single peanut. Are they putting one single peanut on purpose in there so they can say that there are peanuts in there? I remember those, you know, the cardboard boxes, and usually they were like, I don't know, like 60 to 40% nuts or peanuts. It's weird. But I must say the popcorn is better in a bag because it stays crispy. Now it's still quiet. Well, last night they were saying that tropical storm winds will start to occur Monday night, so tonight. But as we are out of the cone in Delray and West Palm, at least for now, I don't know if that really happens. But anyways, I mean, I'm not a big believer in this cone thing, because this cone still always lets a lot of space for interpretation, and even now, this little, wait, I can pull this up a little bigger. You know, this small little shift that the cone made could also be a wobble. It does not mean that it's going north. Well, there's definitely some movement to the east, at least in the north, and also I can't point with my mouse on this screen. It would be easier, but on the right hand side you see the remains of this high that was pushing Dorian against Florida, and it seems like it's also starts shifting to the east. Not sure about that. I'm not a meteorologist, I'm just a amateur freak. But okay, now I want to put this back where it belongs, there in the corner. Yes. Okay, so I can hear some rain on the roof. It's probably one of the rain bands. He's showing how we are hearing on the media about the strength of the storm, exaggerated. He's from down south somewhere, I forgot. Above Ground World News is his Facebook page name. I will right away copy me this out so I can watch this later. Yeah, because I mean, you know, it really is ridiculous what some of the news stations are telling you. I must say, I really like, they're called Wesh 2 News, and they have a Facebook page where they have this coffee talk every morning, where two of those guys, or one of the guys, he's just sitting in his own kitchen and live streaming and talking about, you know, what's happening. And he's like, you know, he just tells you about, you know, the models and how this works and blah blah blah. It's not about to scare people or something like they do on most channels. I really, since 2 days now, I'm watching the Weather Channel, and it's terrible how they try to frighten people, because I mean there are a lot of people that are pretty afraid because of this hurricane, which I understand. It's absolutely understandable, but you don't have to push it. I mean, come on, deal with it, be prepared, and try your best to, you know, get through it. We have some nice rain there. Let me pull this up. Really see the shadows moving now. The palm trees. See, I'm trying to do the same thing. Can you see the shadow moving on the palm trees? Soon they will fall over, and the car will explode in the background, and there will be propane leaks everywhere. And I always remember the sentence when they say, don't use open flames in your house because you will produce a fire. And then in the same sentence they are saying like 5 tricks how to keep your family calm during a hurricane. And and then they say like, yeah, tell your children that everything will be okay. It will be fun because you can play cards in the dark and you can light up some candles. Just read that like an hour ago. So and the same sentence they were like, no, never use open fire. No, we're gonna die. But by the way, I'm showing this every couple of hours, but I always have this thing. I don't have a generator for now, so in case the the rain or something would cause the power outage, pretty much the stream will end, and therefore I have this, you know, this radio with this crank thingy and a flashlight and you know, a solar panel, and most important thing, a phone charger. So I'm always at least somehow connected to the rest of the world. Oh, and by the way, I showed this a couple of times now, but I'm pretty much fascinated about those lights. I bought them at Home Depot. There you can see them. They were $8 for 2 pieces. They have like 4 magnets there, so you can put them against your fridge or whatever. They have a magnet over there, and they have a hanger, so you can hang them. They have 3 intensity modes. On the smallest mode, this has up for like 2 days, I think. And I'm really fascinated because as I do YouTube videos, this is a very, very nice soft light. It's a very nice soft light source, and I'm using them right now just to, you know, to have a little extra light. And I think when they are still available after the storm, I will get myself at least like 4 more of those, because there's an integrated battery. You can charge them by micro USB, and yeah, they give out a very soft light. Well, it's cold light, but it's fine. I mean, it's good when you know, when you're filming some stuff lying on the table and you just need a little light from the side or so. You don't need to pull a cable and whatever. You just have operate a little light that plugs in right to your USB charger. Mine even just stays plugged in all the time. So so the battery won't go bad. And yeah, let's have another look here. Okay, it is at least raining, but I can't see any cows flying right now. No flying cows, no flying cars, no flying anything. Maybe some leaves. Basically, it is a huge leaf blower. Or maybe a little bit more than a leaf blower, because I think your leaf blower won't produce 200 miles an hour winds, but I think it's 120 or something, a leaf blower. I don't know. Oh, I just found another peanut in my Cracker Jack bag. Oh, that was a highlight. Who is that? I couldn't catch the name. Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, the chat is always lagging a little bit, so as OBS isn't working properly. So, what is the category of this now? Well, it's a category 4 storm, but it starts spreading out, which means the pressure is going up as well in the core of the storm, which usually means that the speed will go down. So it will still remain a category 4, I think, at least until tomorrow. So it is still a dangerous storm, of course, but it also is still over the Atlantic, or pretty much over the Bahamas, which is way worse than that. But I don't think that we will get hurricane strength winds. Even I'm not really trusting those computer animations, because when I'm where was that map? Oh, it will show up right over my head there somewhere in a second, probably, hopefully. But anyways, when you really watch those maps, you know, there are so many wind directions and things that are, you know, pushing from every side. I don't know how they do it and how to figure out how this should, how they are able to really, you know, see the future, to see what will happen. But well, they had a couple of thousand years of experience ahead of computers even. So it is still raining. Oh, I can just hear them scream in the background on TV. Yeah, I think being prepared is like something you just do. I mean, you know, I'm not native to this area, but you know, when you hear about things, so of course when something like a hurricane is about to arrive, you need to prepare. I mean, at least you need to prepare it once, and then when time has come, you need to, you know, check if everything is working. You know, like flashlights and stuff, or generators. I mean, that's something that everybody should do. And I mean, sure, you would need enough water, you would need some canned food. Personally, I have a lot of frozen foods. I mean, even when the power went off, what I do, I have a pretty nice cooler. So in case power went out, I use like 20 of those water bottles that I fill up with water, and well, not all the way, just like till there, and I throw them in the freezer. So you have nice cooling batteries, and with that that method, I can keep frozen foods cool for practical a week, and this should be long enough to at least get over the worst. I really would like to show you some of the news gatherings now, but yeah, I'm not allowed, as I said, because it's pretty funny. They're starting screaming, and then, like, you know, they're like 2 miles away from here or so, and as you can see on the picture, it is not so bad. Not saying that it isn't bad. I mean, it is bad, but it's not bad here. right now, and that's what I don't like, when they just do like everybody will die, and the storm isn't even here, because they're just frightened people. They are trying to, to make people feel unsafe, and they are producing stress, and I don't like stress. Stress is not good. Stress is not good for you. Well, crackerjack isn't good for you either, but that's why I'm putting away this bag. Again, sorry about me eating in front of the camera, and sorry about the sound quality. As I said, I don't have my usual mic here, which would be way better to have, but for now I have to use my laptop microphone, which is pretty bad. I know there's a lot of noise in it. I can't make it louder because it starts to get so much noise and everything that there is not much I can do for now. So yeah, we have to go through that with bad sound quality. So you probably just saw, like, this was like a rain band that passed in the last 10 minutes. It took like 10 minutes, and now there is no more rain and practically no more wind. You can see on the shadow on the ground that it's all good. And then like in 25 or 30 minutes there will be the next rain band coming in, shaking everything through and put in some rain. And that should be it, as long as it tracks northward. What we still don't know. So if some winds are pushing it further in westwards, well, we will have a little bit more wind. I heard about some parties going off tonight in the area, but I think as it is not a real hurricane, I don't know if they, I should have asked them if if they are partying or not, but I don't think so, honestly. It would be a perfect evening to go to the cinema down here in South Florida, because usually I'm somebody who, when the sun is shining, I can't stay inside, I have to go outdoors. And so sometimes I'm missing like bad days, like days where it's just raining all day long, so you can practically stay in bed all day long without having a bad feeling. Wait, I will just pull out this map again. Let's see if we can see any update or any new sort of movement. Not really. Well, you can see like you see this blue area on top of the hurricane? That might be this cold front that's coming down from up north. I don't know, I'm just guessing, but on the other hand, it would, if that would be the cold front, it would push the hurricane further south, no? I'm a complete amateur, so what do I know? No, it probably will go north, and then and also it will hopefully lose some intensity as well. Oops. Come on. Nah. Just go back where you belong there. Okay. Hi King Isaac. Hello. Welcome. Very good being prepared. Yeah, it is very good being prepared. Well, I read that before, but yeah, just let me know if you want to know something around here. During the day, I set it up the camera on different angles. There's another angle right next to the door, which works pretty nice also with the Wi-Fi signal, but but it might be too dark right now, so you'll not be able to see that much. And unfortunately, my fabulous LED lights, they won't be bright enough to light up the backyard. So before I had the camera set it up to my backyard, facing the backyard, and got some pretty nice pictures when it started, you know, to getting dark, and the lights went on and stuff like that. It looked pretty nice. Yeah, again, you're not seeing much. I mean, you see some moving shadows and probably some people walking their dogs or so. It's so funny, as I said. I mean, you know, I have the TV running in the next room, and I just hear them screaming like, "Oh, the wind is so bad, and it's so hard, and it's pounding." And they're not in the Bahamas. They are in the U.S. They are like, you know, a couple of miles ahead from here, telling us that you know, the winds are incredible, and you know, people need to get evacuated right away, and yada yada yada. So, and here you see a picture how it really is. Okay, so it is stormy, it is rainy, people are walking their dogs, there are no stop signs wiggling and flying away or something, just not yet. Okay, so no need to panic, and everybody will be fine, at least here. I'm not talking about the Bahamas. I know that is a whole different story. So you know what? I should get me a glass of rum, because I think, as most people here in the area, they won't work tomorrow. Well, I'm on vacation. I'm not working anyways, but not here. But a little glass of rum would be nice, wouldn't it? It is weird because I had this live stream before, which was 8 hours long, and I only had like 2 viewers or something. So at one point I decided to just cut it and make a new one, because I already knew that when I make a new one, I will probably appear more up in YouTube's search engine or search algorithm. And apparently for this time it worked. At least there, you know, 10 people are watching, and hello everybody, by the way. Even the chat is pretty calm. Yeah, I hope you enjoy. Let me just get around again where I am right now. I am in Delray Beach. There you can see this camera. This is the front, well, this is next to it, to my garage door. So this is the front side of the house. You will see down the road northwards on the right hand side is the ocean. I am in Delray Beach, so here you can see when it's loading, you have West Palm Beach in the north. Just a second. Okay. So you have West Palm in the north, Lake Worth, Boynton Beach, and Delray Beach. So that's where I am right now, and that's where this video is coming from. So as I said, not much happens. It's pretty calm. It's raining and it's stormy, and that's about it. Oh, Elkie, she's back. Hey Elkie, you're not sleeping yet? I know that she's from Europe, so I know that it might be. What do we have here? We have like 9:43. So it's probably 3-4 a.m. 3:44. Yeah. 3:44 a.m. in the morning over in Germany. Yeah, so there we go. By the way, sometimes this camera loses signal. Sometimes it's the Wi-Fi that just mess around. Sometimes also it could be the battery, but I just swapped it out like 10 or 20 minutes ago, so it should keep or last at least another hour or so. I still have some video footage from this morning from the backyard. Maybe I can throw this in later on. I will already load this. I will take a short break here. I will get myself a little glass of rum, I think, and then I'll be back in a minute. I just chat on Facebook and Twitter. Hey, thanks, Breeze. Huh. You see, compared to the news channels you can watch everywhere now, this is how it really looks at this point. Like 1.5 mile inwards from the beach. I would love to put both next to each other, but you know, I will get a copyright claim. But it would be funny to just see like people from the news like screaming in their microphones how hard the wind would be, and the water is like, you know, climbing and whatever. And here you see like people walking their dogs 1 mile from there, and you know, having a nice evening. But well, I'm not allowed, as I said, I'm not allowed to post anything because this hurricane is copyrighted by 1 million people. Oh, you was there the whole time already, okay? You're not sleeping. She's never sleeping, by the way. She is never sleeping. Yeah, right, I wanted to get me a glass of rum, so I will take a little break for like 5 minutes and I'll be right back, okay? I just load something here to be ready when I'm back. And then I go over to... Huh. Oh, okay, I see. There it is. Be right back screen. Okay guys, see you in a minute. Okay, so cheers. I just got my phone back from the charger. And I received a message here from the National Weather Center. Special weather statement. Significant weather advisory for Northumberland and Eastern Palm Beach counties until 10:45, which will be in an hour. Until it expires in an hour. Wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour and funnel clouds possible with this shower. Okay. I think we're all ready, right? So, go ahead. Show us something here. There's not that much happening right now, but we'll see. Okay, so tropical storm force winds are expected to arrive tomorrow here. I just saw that in the news, so we'll see what this is going to be. So I will show you a video of my backyard today at noon. Or was it this morning? Let me check. It'll just take a minute to load. That was when like the first ever signal arrived that there is a storm coming. Because before it was all quiet. Let me scale this down again to an appropriate size. Something like this. Oh, that was a wrong video. Dang it. Just give me a second. Should be this one. Well, it's not very spectacular. I mean, it's just some rain and some wind. Is always giving me so much trouble to get this thing running. Okay, let's have a look if this works. Yeah. So, well, you see some little wind and some rain. This was this morning, by the way. That was at 9:30 a.m. So yeah, that was like the first moment where something was different than usually, because usually we only have thunderstorms here, not like regular rain. Not now. I mean, even it is rain time, but it was a little bit weird. The whole it was a little bit what do you call that? Can't remember the word. But it was some sort of an odd moment. I don't know why. Hard to explain, but it was warm, it was raining, and it was pretty windy and very, very humid for that time of the day. Usually it would be a little bit drier in the morning. But anyway, okay. So that was not worth it. I come back to the live camera in the front yard. Let me just load this up. It takes a while to reload. Maybe, I hope it's still online, by the way. Come on, where is it? Okay, so I will just check on some more news here. As I said, unfortunately I can't show you this because of copyright claims, as this hurricane is sponsored by several news stations. Let me see if there's any update. As I was just in the kitchen grabbing me a rum, I heard in the news that, yeah, as I said, that probably the first or the only tropical storm winds will arrive tomorrow. They should have arrived today, like right now in the evening, but they didn't. There is an update. I need to put in headphones so I don't get any copyright claim on the audio. Sorry. Just give me a minute. I will listen to this and then now. Okay. Blah blah blah. Okay. Apparently it's still, according to an update, the storm's top sustained winds remain at 140 miles per hour. Okay. The core still has 25 miles. No, no, that's the position. Here again they say it's about 105 miles east of West Palm, which is weird because before that they said that it's 80 miles west of West Palm, but who knows, we'll see. Probably tonight I will be waking up with heavy winds and storm and rain or whatever. Probably not, I'm just kidding. I don't think so. I mean, if so, I mean, I'm prepared. I have shutters everywhere, everything is closed up, I have water for over a week, I have food, I have, you know, everything I need, so should be fine. The only thing I would be scared the most of were those tornadoes, but they are telling people that they usually occur on the northern side, in this case, of the storm, so that would be more like in the Okeechobee area, and I think they already had a warning for tornadoes, and we also have a warning right now until 10:45, so about 1 more hour to go, but I think it is way too calm so that there is anything happening. Need to rescale all this. Okay. So it's pretty calm in the chat. Nobody's writing anything. I bet a lot of people will be off tomorrow. Even today was Labor Day. Tomorrow is then Labor Day 2.0. Let's have another look here. Let's try to load the cone graph. If this works, I don't know, but maybe I have to rescale it because it's been an hour or so that I loaded this up. Yeah, I need to rescale it. Just give me a second. I'm so happy that I found this interact button so I can interact with this actual web page in OBS, which is a very nice thing to have, because if not, you're pretty much not doing anything with it. Yeah, it needs to load. Just give me a second, and then I will active storms, I think it was. Again, sorry about the sound quality. I know it is very bad. It's because my regular microphone is at home and not here, so I'm using the built-in microphone of my laptop, which is very, very bad. I know that. Okay, so here we have the cone. We're not seeing that much because it's way too small. Maybe I can blow this up somehow. Not really. Oh, I can. I can't. Can I? No, this is like... Oh, this is like the biggest size I can get. Okay. So maybe even it is very small, but maybe you see when I put this up, down it says tropical storm winds. This is the blue little dot there on the, you know, on the south of Florida. You see the yellow dot, this is Lake Okeechobee, and underneath it you have this blue dot, and that supposedly be everything southbound of West Palm Beach. So theoretically we are out of this zone of hurricane strength winds, which I'm never, you know, I'm not trusting this, but you never know. I don't think that anything will come over here. You know why? Because I put out a camera, so it's always like that. It's like the I only know the German word but it's like, you know, you want to show somebody something and it's not working because of that. Hey, Chris Chapman, you were there yesterday, I think, right? Yep, was early this morning at 3 a.m. I can't remember the context, but I remember that you were online yesterday on my live stream. I need to. I'm lagging again on the playback here. Oh, it should be better. Okay. Well, Eric, cheers. I'm just drinking a little glass of rum, watching the storm from in here through my camera outdoors. Which isn't really a storm for now. And again, I can hear them screaming on television. I think the only people that have the right to scream right now are the people of the Bahamas. I hope that they get a lot of help pretty soon. I just saw pictures of somebody's driving a tractor or some sort of heavy equipment through the Bahamas, you know, and yeah, you know, trying to help people, and was honking the horn all the time, you know, to see if anybody needs help or so. You know, that's more to be respected than people from the news standing with shorts in bathtub warm water screaming in a mic because there apparently is some wind on the coast. Yeah, there is. Yeah, Vorführeffekt in German. That's the German word. Typical Floridians having a hurricane party. Yeah, I know. I was invited to a hurricane party, actually. But I don't think that this will happen today because there is no hurricane. But maybe they are partying, I don't know. Maybe they give me a call later on. I have no idea. But I don't think that they are doing a lot of things. Honestly, I would like to put on the barbecue right now and, you know, throw on some wings, have some more rums, and put myself in the hot tub. Which theoretically is absolutely doable for now because, you know, it's just, there's a little rain and a little wind. It's nothing, you know, if you're not from here and you're seeing this picture outdoors, it is still like, I'm saying that in degrees centigrade, but it is still like 32 degrees centigrade or something, or at least 29 degrees centigrade. So it's it's super warm. You can walk around in shorts and t-shirts. It's not cold at all. By the way, that would be something in the upper 80s, 87 degrees Fahrenheit. So it is quite warm. It is not cold at all. It is basically a perfect night to be outdoors and barbecue. You know, you have a little fresh breeze, and yeah, well, you have some rain, but you can, you know, put up something like an umbrella, or you can sit underneath the porch or something. Underrated. Will, I'm from Baltimore watching. Pray for you, my guy. Thanks, man. That's nice of you. I don't think that there will be that much happening here. I'm more worried about the guys further up north, but I don't think that this thing will hit us, like as a direct hit. I mean, okay, Matthew also, or Michael, was it Michael? No, it was Matthew. Also stayed offshore and made a lot of damage. But I think in this case, the storm, I don't know, it is weird. Especially as it is growing right now, I think, you know, it loses on intensity. And probably it will be a category 1 or something and stays offshore, so people will get like tropical force winds on the max. So I don't think that there will be so much happening. We had a lot of luck. I mean, this thing is basically knocking on Florida's door. It's just like you can grab it practically. I mean, you know, it's just right ahead of Florida. It's like it's like just right next to it, and it just stands still there and it waits, like thinking, what should I do right now? What should I do? And it's swirling around. Unfortunately, that the Bahamas are underneath there, but for the rest, it is just sitting there, staring at Florida and thinking of, what should I do? And probably it will turn off to the northern east, I think, and it will stay offshore, and I don't know. But also, I mean, you know, this thing is now active for a week or something, and this cold front, I think, really starts to eat this thing up. So hopefully it will go down to a Cat 1 when it moves up the shore. We will see, but I think South Florida should be fine. They should be fine. Oh, I just saw that on this picture there was music still running. I'm sorry. Did not do this on purpose. And on the main screen, no, there's no music, right? No. Okay. Good. I was a security guard during one hurricane blew the roof of the bakery. I was going eating over big towel boxes, water and floor to figure out how to turn it off. Oh wow. Oh, that's bad. Ah, that's scary. Oh wow. Okay. So how did you manage to turn off the water? Was there some sort of a valve or something that you could close? Because I know, I mean, you know, in the States, most or a lot of water pipes are out of plastic, so when they break, there's not that much you can do, right? I mean, you can put on a plug, but when there's pressure on it, you can't just, you know, put on a plug like that. I had a discussion yesterday about those automatic valves, you know, those shut-off valves for propane tanks and stuff like that. But me personally, I'm not running anything on propane in the house. I'm just having my barbecue outdoors, but that should be fine. I mean, there's still enough, you know, as long as it is on the outdoors, it should be okay. But it would be nice to have something like that for water. By the way, I was at Home Depot a couple of days ago, and they have like little sensors you can buy for like $40, and they hook up to Wi-Fi, and you can put them in the bathroom on the floor. And when there's a leak or something, and they detect water, they will send you an alarm to your phone, which I thought is a nice idea. But later on, I thought, what if this thing has like a malfunction and it sends you it sends you an alarm, you know, a false alarm. I had that a couple of times in my shop. So, and I have a security company that are, you know, having the guard. So they are like calling me in the middle of the night, like, yeah, your shop is on fire, and it came out it was a false alarm. So that pretty much sucks. But there's not much you can do about it. I mean, you always will have a false alarm sometimes. Turn off power, water coming in off roof over power panels. These are the power panels for the whole bakery. Well, power and water, electricity and water, they don't like each other. That's pretty dangerous. And I'm always wondering that, like, I made the electrical installation my own for my hot tub, and I needed to install a CGFI breaker, and I was wondering that the one I had before never had one, which means this thing could have fried me for days, you know, until somebody found me. So that's ridiculous and crazy. I mean, as I said, you know, I'm from Europe, so we have different systems and different regulations. So there is no such thing than hooking something up with which can be in contact with water without a CFI. So I think they changed that nowadays here as well, but the old hot tub was like 15 years old, and it seemed to be normal to hook it up to the mains without any special, you know, breaker in between. Also, what I find weird is that the ground cables in the US, they are just like blank cables inside of your cable. Usually, you know, I'm used to having them like separately insulated, you know, with a blue-green plastic insulator. So for me, this is a little bit weird to just have like a blank cable coming out of, you know, of this thing, and you bend this around a screw or so and screw it in. It's a bit weird, but took a wooden broom to throw switches. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I remember working for a TV station, and they had well, usually in the studios they have a lot of lights that run on 220 or 240, or in Europe at 380 even, and they have a special hook hanging on the wall, which is like 10 feet long, and you know, it looks like a fishing hook, so it has this huge bow in the end, and it is made to, you know, to grab it and to pull somebody away when somebody gets stuck on the mains, you know, or somebody get electrocuted. That was the word I was looking for. So you can use this thing to pull him away from the actual fuse box or whatever it is. And yeah, wooden broom would be the best idea. That's right. That's something in Europe that would not happen. At least, well, in an industrial environment, yes, but never in a private environment, because usually you have an CFI for the whole house, which is in your fuse box. So when there's something wrong in the whole house with something with water, this will automatically break the whole thing. So they do also have that in some industrial applications, or in industrial, how do you say that, manufacturing buildings and stuff like that. Well, I saw what they had as well. It was like some sort of a breaker that had springs on it, so that it took like a lot of force to to push it in, and it takes very little force to take it out again. So that also can pretty much help. Well, they're like regular fuses, but like in very big application format. So it's very quiet out there. It's very nice barbecue weather now. And the thing is though, I still have like 2 steaks in my freezer, so I could basically just put on the grill and no, I'm not doing that, I'm just kidding, but I would hope that like they would drive by with one of their SNG SNG trucks from the TV station and make a live uplink from my house while I'm grilling, and they are screaming in the mic how much wind there is and that we all gonna die and blah blah blah. And I would be grilling in the background. That would be nice. So again, there's not much happening. I think I should take another break. Probably get me another rum. And yeah, I think I do that. I will be back in five more minutes. Alright, back again. Did anything happen? No, not really. Camera's still on, which is good. Pretty quiet in the chat as well, I see. For anybody who's new, yeah, I know that the audio quality is bad. I need to use my mic from the laptop here. So, yeah. I just thought about maybe I should change the music during the break, the Be Right Back screen. I thought something happy would be nice, but or something funny for now. Oh, can you see that? That's the raccoon. Have you seen that? The raccoon just passed the frame. And I have this beast in my backyard for months now, for weeks. And it destroys everything. It ripped out lights and, you know, throws stuff away and around and gather trash together in one corner of my backyard. And I just had it on camera. Okay, so I'm not crazy. It is real, this beast. No, I already saw it a couple of times in my backyard and I scared it away. I don't like raccoons. Well, I like raccoons. They look sweet and nice and cute and whatever, but they are basically, I can't say the word here, souls. That's what I wanted to say. They basically just rip apart everything. I watched him the other day. He was, first of all, he ripped out one of my garden lights and he tried for like 2 minutes or so. And you could see like the shadows of his hands everywhere because he tried to rip out this thing out of the ground. And then he threw that away. Then he walked straight to my bird's house and I don't know, he ripped something out there, out of the stand, you know. I just saw things flying around, and then he walked over to an electrical outlet and tried to open it and ripped on it and broke it. Yeah, and then he moves over to my squirrel house to eat, you know, some corn. And then I scared him away. I know a lot of people, they tell me, yeah, you should shoot it or whatever, and well, I'm not killing animals, but that's why I bought myself a a salt, Baca salt, I think it's called. You know, this thing you can load with salt and you can scare animals, or I can't say the word here. That's why I'm trying to, you know, describe what you can do with it. But basically, it's meant to for insects and, you know, all kinds of little crawling things. Yeah, you have seen my trash panda. Should I be worried if I'm in Wellington? Wellington, that's not that far away from here, right, Jamie? No, I don't think you have to be scared. At least, from my understanding, most of the... that made me kind of happy. Yeah, finally you saw the trash panda, Alki. Wellington, let me see on the map here. That's where it's there for. I think, isn't Wellington lies further in the north, right? Let me pull this up here. Always takes some time to load, but come on, there we go. Okay, so we have West Palm Beach and Wellington. Wellington is way over West Palm, isn't it? Or is it... Come on. Palm Gardens. Maybe I can pull this down a little bit, make this a little bit smaller. As long as we can still read it. Well, in the beginning, during the day today, they said that an eventual impact would be in the area of Port St. Lucie, and for what I know is that Wellington is way Royal Palm. Let me just look it up. I mean, you know, I'm not a meteorologist, so let me see. But I don't think that it will compromise your nice breezy night. Let me see. Wellington. It's 70 miles from here. Yeah, 70 miles further up. Palm Beach Gardens. I don't think you have to worry. I mean, we're out of the cone, right? I will just enlarge the map here just so you can see where. Oh no, we're already there. Palm Beach Gardens. So Wellington, yeah, I can't show you this on the map, but Wellington lies in between Palm Beach Gardens and West Palm. So just for the other viewers. And I don't know. I don't think that you must worry. I mean, it depends, you know. You should be always prepared when something like this happens. I mean, you need some, you know, some water, some canned food, you know, some flashlights. You should, you know, somehow, you know, get yourself some plywood or something to close all the windows and everything. Would be a nice idea, you know, just to have everything right in case something happens, in case it hits. But me personally, and I can only talk for myself, I am not thinking that the storm will, you know, hit us. Not, at least not in the south of the state. Maybe in the north, we don't know. But it looks like, you know, we are basically out of the cone, so I don't think that we are having too much trouble. We will have some tropical storm winds or so, probably this night or tomorrow morning, but should be fine. Homestead in Miami ain't going on here except a perfect cool windy night. It is, so it is in Delray. I mean, it is, as I said before, it is like a perfect, nice, breezy night. So it's not too warm, it's not too cold. It would be perfect to grill up some hamburgers or some steaks, or some chicken wings or ribs or whatever, and yeah, having a cool, nice beer and maybe a nice session at the hot tub or something. That would be good. As I said before, we have less rain. We had less rain today than we had in the last couple of weeks. Like, we had thunderstorms where it was so heavily raining that you know, that all my gutters were completely flooded, and you know, water was running out everywhere. I especially fixed the gutters and everything during the whole last week, you know, to make sure that when the hurricane arrives, you know, it has enough strength to you know, to manage the water quantities. But for now, there's less rain than when we, well, yeah, than a regular thunderstorm would bring. And for now, as you can see, it's not even really stormy. It's like a nice, breezy, chilly night. Well, chilly, it is still pretty warm, but nothing fancy. Yeah, Jamie, as I said, I mean, you should be prepared, but worried, I don't know. You know, I'm worried too. I mean, you don't know what's happening, but well, most of the thing is, like I said before, you know, all the news channels, they try to scare people. I mean, it is a serious storm, right? So people need to be prepared for it, and people should, you know, be prepared for power outages and stuff like that. I mean, when a storm like this is like knocking on your door, sure, this is scary. But I think people should also gather their own information on the internet nowadays. I mean, there are enough sources where you can, you know, reach out and see what's really going on, and then you decide for yourself if you're trusting it or not. I mean, I'm not trusting this North Stream that's supposed to pull it up northwards. I'm not trusting it, but I'm prepared. So, in case we will get some hurricane strength winds, it should be fine. I'm not expecting a direct hit. I mean, that's probably not gonna happen. But we probably will get some more wind as we had today, because that, I mean, as a European, this sort of wind is like something that we have on a daily basis in Europe, so nothing too special about that. And nothing what I would consider to be life-threatening or something. But sure, when tomorrow tropical storm force winds hit, it could be all different. That's for clear. By the way, I was at Goodwill the other day. Basically, I was looking for stuff I can do during the hurricane. You know, when there's a power outage, something I can, you know, I like to. If you know my channel, I'm always building things, and you know. And I was looking if I could find something like an old 8-track tape player or something that I could restore, or whatever. And but they didn't have anything, so. And on my way out the store, I saw that cardboard box standing in the corner, and it said fog machine on it, and sure, I needed to take this with me, and it is a whole box. There is a brand new fog machine in there. It has this timer thing, you know, where you can set it to specific, you know, times, so you can put it in your backyard or your front yard, and it will, you know, just dispense some fog time after time, especially for Halloween or so. Then you had the remote with it, and you had a flower effect, you know, the star flower effect. That was like this old 70s disco light thing. And they wanted $70 for it, and I said, okay, I'm grabbing it. So I have this thing now standing in my in my garage, because I thought, like, when a hurricane hits, I could make this, you know, doing the live stream, I can restore the machine and see if it works and whatever. But until now, I'm not really motivated to do this because there is no storm, so I'm still just hanging out here with you guys, and yeah, watching some pictures of my front yard. By the way, if you're new, we are looking down the road next to my garage, northbound, so the ocean would be on the right hand side of this video picture here. You can clearly see some shadows on the ground, you know, from the palm trees that are a little bit shaky, but nothing too bad. And yeah, let me see. So yeah, I will see when the weather will get worse tomorrow, and I will have the time. I probably make a video, or I will stream how I will restore this fog machine. I will take it apart and clean everything, and, you know, just see if it works. After all, it was a great deal, so I'm pretty happy about that. As you may know, well, I'm in the entertainment business. I'm working a lot with smoke machines and stuff like that, so I own a shop where I have multiple, you know, fog machines, smoke machines, hazers, and all this stuff. But on the other hand, I don't have anything like that on a private basis, so now I at least have a small little fog machine for Halloween that I can put right next there, on the left hand corner, where you can see, you know, where the gutter is coming down. I could put it in there into the bush to make some nice smoke effects, and then maybe, you know, this moonflower effect behind it, you know, to have this tunnel effect or something. We'll see. That will be for Halloween. But now, right now we have like the real Halloween with Dorian knocking at the door, which supposedly is something like an old lady hurricane because she's so slow. She's not moving. She should get herself a wheelchair and roll backwards back to the Atlantic where it came from. It is pretty quiet. I think what I will do, I will keep up streaming until the camera runs out of battery outdoors, because there's not much to see and I don't know much to tell you, because I thought it would be awesome to have a live stream where you can see, you know, rain pounding against the walls and the shutters, and you know, everything is shaking and moving, and apparently nothing is happening, which is a good thing. Don't get me wrong there, but I mean, you know, it's not that super interesting. But I hope that a lot of people of you, I had some comments of people that have family living in the area and they were worried about them. And so they had a nice impression, you know, other than from the news, you know, what's really going on here. And it's not that much. So I hope I could calm down a lot of people with that. Especially when you live further away, or you know, overseas, and you just know that people are living in this area, or family members, and yeah, so you have an impression what's going on in Delray Beach. Again, let me show you this again, where we are. We are southbound of West Palm Beach, about 15 minutes, 20 minutes away from West Palm. So until yesterday, pretty much exactly on the heights or on the track of Dorian. We are still, still on the exact height of Dorian, so because it hasn't moved that much today. So there you can see West Palm, Lake Worth, Boynton Beach, and Delray Beach. So this little picture on the right hand side is comes live from Delray. Yep. Again, I would like to show you, you know, some footage of the Bahamas, or some footage of the news and whatever. But you know, this hurricane is sponsored by so many TV stations that it basically became a copyrighted item. So everything you grab from somewhere and stream it will be will produce or give you a copyright strike on YouTube. So I'm not be able to show you anything else than like official maps from the Hurricane Center or so. So again, it's pretty calm. No more rain. I prepared my gutters, man. I took out, you know, all the crap out of it. I, you know, installed new strainers, you know, the things, you know, the metal things to keep out the leaves from, you know, plugging up the tubings and whatever. And I screwed in some new reinforcement things, you know, to make it more, you know, capable of holding a lot of water and everything. Well, which is never a bad thing. I mean, now it's done. So when next time something happens, I do not have to do this work, but yeah, but still, I mean, it wasn't meant for this time, as I said, which is a good thing. But still, we are not out. We will see that tomorrow probably, because I think tomorrow will be more violent than it was today. It basically really stopped a whole day over the Bahamas. The Bahamas must be pretty much wrecked. That's a pretty bad thing. I hope they don't have too much fatalities. I heard about 5 people. I also heard about one guy, an older man here in South Florida, that died during making preparations for Hurricane Dorian. I'm always calling it durian, like this, you know, this stinky fruit thing. I know that I'm repeating myself, but there is not much to say. I mean, I'm just checking out, you know, the comments, and there is not much going on for now. and yeah, and checking on what's happening outdoors. As I said, when I think when the camera battery goes empty, I think I will close down the live stream for today, because there is not that much happening. If there would be something major happening during the night, some really heavy winds or something, I will be back on. I will take down the camera for now after the stream, because still I'm afraid that somebody is that somebody is coming and steal it or so. But well, it is set up pretty quickly, so, and it is pretty heavily anchored through to the wall, so it won't be able to fly away even in heavy wind conditions, so that should be okay. Yeah, as I said before, well, I showed you some pictures of this morning in downtown Delray. Not much special to see. The only thing what was interesting was to see, all those, those hurricane shutters everywhere, and the empty streets, like after a zombie apocalypse or something. So, but again, I mean, they were telling you on the radio, it would be a very hard storm and it's very dangerous, and you see people, walking their dog like left and right, and it's, yeah. I mean, there are people that are doing this because they know exactly what they do, so that's why I'm laughing. There are people, they do it because they don't know about anything, and that's something completely different, so don't get me wrong there. I'm really always talking about, people that certainly have a certain amount of, now I don't know the word in English, but a certain amount of, knowledge about things, I mean, there is a big storm coming, okay? So when you are prepared and you're sure that everything is done, and you can follow physics, how the storm behaves, and okay, there are some tropical force winds arriving then and then. I mean, sure, you can take a walk before. I mean, just don't walk too far away from your house or something, that you can still, But you have people, they are just, I don't want to say it, but they are just stupid. So, I mean, you're not supposed to, walk around during the night in a tropical storm. It's just a bad idea and a bad thing to do. Possibly drunk even, so it's even better or more bad. Mike Morales just went live, so I'm gonna listen, maybe catch up with you later. Nice to find you. Hey, thanks, Breeze. Mike Morales. Yeah, I wrote down the name. I will check him out. And I will check him out right now. Let's see if this works, but I have to, turn down the volume. Don't want to get a copyright claim again. As this hurricane is sponsored by the Weather Channel. Take some time to load. Is the wind picking up? Not really. Why does the name Mike Morales tells me something? I'm still thinking about that. I've heard that name before. Well, why this? Oh, okay, now it's loaded. forget the M. Morales. Mike Morales. Okay, I have him here. Okay, I cannot watch it right now because it will slow down the stream, and also it still risks that I get some copyright claims somehow. So, but I'll leave this side open. I will check that out later. But thanks, Breeze, for passing by. I does live streams around this time each evening. What I can tell, been watching him for a few days after recently found him too. Yeah, I will definitely watch him. No worries about that. I will check him out. By the way, I just, you know, I just had this bag of Cracker Jacks before, and as you may remember, there is always a little gift in there. So let's see what we have. I hope that I am not getting a copyright claim because of that. Okay. We have a baseball sticker. Okay. Okay. Now what should I do with that? Where should I put a baseball sticker? Well, I don't have children, so I don't know what to do with it. Probably it will end up somewhere in a box full of toys or stuff. And when you're asking why I have no children, but I have a box of toys, I'm building a lot of models and stuff like that, so that's why I have those. The prize was always the best part. Yeah, it was, but for my what I remember was that they had like more than just a sticker in there in the time. No, they had like little figurines and stuff like that. If I remember right, I don't know, but I think so. But it still says, yeah, it's still the arcade price thing going on there, which is cool. I just thought the wind was been picking up, but it's basically the AC that just went on. Hopefully, yeah. But I should get more of my Halloween stash. Like, you know, all the stuff I bought for in case, you know, we will lose power and are not be able to, you know, make normal food for a couple of days. What do I have? I bought so much stuff. Mostly like cans, you know, like clam chowder and stuff like that. Canned clam chowder. I know it's disgusting, but it's better than nothing in case, you know, you really lose power and everything. Yeah, I should get me something stupid to eat. I will check. I will be back. Just give me a second. Is the world still there out there? Yeah, it is. I've got me some beef jerky. Beef jerky is like the ideal hurricane food because you don't have to refrigerate it. And it gives you the kick you need and you want. Well, it depends if you prefer like sweet stuff or not, but oops. I'll try to pull up the map from before again, seeing if anything of the path has changed over time now. 1 second, I need to reload this. Okay, the 11 o'clock advisories are there. But somehow it does not want to upload or update the site of the National Weather Service Center or service webpage. Maybe they are just updating it. I just received another notification. Extremely powerful Hurricane Dorian still stalled, trashing Bahamas with winds and rain. Advisory: Hurricane Dorian slowly weakens, remains a Category 4 storm. And there's some live coverage, but I have enough live coverage here. Yeah, it seems not to be loading right now, so that's probably because they just are about to update the data. I'm sorry when I'm talking with the, while I'm eating, but no, it does not want to load that page for now. So we have to get back to that in 10 minutes. Let me try this again. So it's still stalled. It's still not moving. This could be a bad sign, this could be a good sign, nobody knows. But I'm still skeptical because how can you predict something that doesn't move? Well, even you see the winds coming down or something, but I don't know. Well, it must be pretty hard to predict things like that. I mean, that's why they use supercomputers to calculate this stuff. But okay, so it's just not want to load this stuff. So for now, we don't see any direct update. So the highlight from the last hours were like a trash panda that passes through the frame. I hate this guy because I know him. There were two little girls walking down the street when it still was daytime. There were a couple of cars passing by and my neighbors left. That's what you missed. So that's about it. Yeah, besides of that there was a little wind, a little rain, nothing very worrying or special. I don't know if they call this tropical force storm winds. For me these are like, winds. Yeah, winds. Maybe tomorrow there will be a little bit more. I don't know. We'll see. Well, hopefully not, but you never know. I mean, that's what they predicted. So, I will check the last time on the news. If there are any major changes in the forecast, but I honestly don't think so. There's a very nice picture of the hurricane though. Like it's a mixture out of a night shot from above the earth and the actual hurricane superimposed onto it. But I can't show you those pictures because Hurricane Dorian is sponsored by all the news channels in the US. Yeah, so the path remains the same. The actual cone for now says that, well, it looks like that all of Florida is out of the cone, which for me personally does not mean not anything, because even it is out of the cone, when it would take like the most the most westerly way, to go up the states, it will still be very damaging. So, but at least all the forecast models still show the hurricane off the shore. So that should be a good thing. It is a good thing when it stays like that. So we will see. I mean, as I said, I will slowly close down this live stream because there's really not much happening. In case there is something major happening tonight, some pretty high velocity winds or something, I will get back online, that's for sure. But for now, as most part of the evening, there is not much happening. So, hi Carlos Sousa, hi. Oh, there was another car. Have you seen that? And still munching on some beef jerky, as I need to get rid of my hurricane stash because I'm leaving next week, and yeah, I just bought food for a whole week. Unfortunately, a lot of cans and stuff, stuff you don't need refrigeration and water. But, and I don't want to forget that we are not through it yet. I mean, this thing is still knocking on the door. It does the same thing as that it does since last night or this morning. It does exactly the same thing because it's still in the exact same spot. So that does not make it less dangerous. Even, I mean, it's still a Cat 4 storm, and it's still out there, and it's still not that far away. And even they say it will drift off northwards, you know, it is just like 100 miles offshore. So when they say they can, you know, the storm can wiggle a little bit, that can mean like, you know, to wiggle 30 miles over there, 30 miles over there over time, you know, over some couple of hours. And 30 miles would be enough to get some hurricane strength winds. In the worst case, I mean. Because on one side they now say that the storm is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's not gaining on intensity, but it just physically it gets bigger. Which means that the hurricane force winds are also getting bigger, right? As I said, I'm not a pro, but that's what I'm thinking. So in that case, when like the centrum or the midpoint of the storm was 20 or 25 miles today, it could be widened out tomorrow to like 30 miles maybe, or 35 miles. And when it is 100 miles away from our shore, when they, well, they are not measuring it from the midpoint, so, but when it shifts a little bit, it can be meaning that we get some way larger or major wind impacts and rain. I'm sorry that I'm still eating here. I'm really sorry. Oh, okay, so the camera is gone, which means the battery is probably empty. But honestly, I don't think that we are missing much right now. So I will end the stream for now. If there's anything happening during the night or so, I will be back on. If you want to get notified, I usually set up a live stream first, so when you subscribe to my channel you will get a notification that I'm going live. And yeah, because it does not make sense to just, you know, keep people awake without any reason, because for now, as I said before, it would be a perfect evening to just, you know, hang out in the jacuzzi or, you know, having a cold beer, because for once the temperature is amazing. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, you can sit outdoors, and yeah, it's a nice breeze. Okay, so I think I will end it here. I hope you enjoyed this little live stream, at least a little bit, even we don't have some major news or something. But I'm sorry. At least we saw a trash panda running through the frame. Yeah, it's a bit sad, isn't it? Like, this is like the most exciting thing. While all the news channels are standing inside of the ocean, you know, and yelling at in the mic how hard the wind is, and that they can feel the pressure and they can feel the water pulling them out and whatever. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed. As I said, I will be back on as soon as something happens, and probably I will be on tomorrow as well. So until then, see ya.